Not playing for the A retake anyway. Looks like they're going to actually stack it up a little bit, if anything. I wonder if this is perhaps a read on what sort of pistol round Order like to throw in. It's also been a couple months since Order have had an official over on HLTV on this map as well, so both of them kind of short on information to go on, I suppose.
Quietly cooking away some strategies to try and dismantle the opposition. Does look like an A split is the order of service at the moment. NertZ holding top con is going to be put under pressure. There's bodies headed his way. He spots out a couple of them now up close and personal against Glocks. He's got one. He doubles it. 2 huge kills. Makes this attack start to look one-dimensionally. Even that's a dink onto Ins for 3 HP through the corner of the wall. Hats is still lurking in towards mid. Still looking to catch the timing. And he spied out Kjaerbye at the very least. Starts to put a little bit of a spanner in the works, but look at Mighty Max already into T-spawn. He knows this has to be A. He allows them to maintain this stack for now. If Kjaerbye stays alive, it's guaranteed. He gets his head ripped off by Hats, and that starts to make it awkward now. Bomb is still on that ramp. Mighty Max is preventing it from escaping for the time being, and Sicko is very conscious of that. He's continually checking for the flank. Nothing to be seen just yet, though, and Surreal is starting to get fidgety towards CT2. Crucial. Big one tap. Deals with the connector player of Hats, and once again, it's the Ramp Palace split. And it's do or die time for Ins and Sicko. A P250 to try and connect on. Finds the head of NertZ, but it's immediately traded back once again, and Ins is alone. 1v3 out of Palace. 15 seconds on the clock. The bomb down in the middle of nowhere, and it'll be crucial to finish it. A triple kill from Underdark to start Endpoint on winning ways once again.
There, that's what we needed from Crucial as well, to get a nice start into a map for himself. But on top of that, you have NertZ looking to carry on the form that he just showcased back on Dust 2. Comes right in with 2 headshots, shuts down one angle of that entire attack by dealing with Connector, and just allowing them at that point to have an easy time, as we've seen for Crucial, to tap them from under. So a great hold, a great pistol round from Endpoint, and, well, not really much coming in return here from Order. They're happy enough to take the eco. Has the P250 actually been upgraded, so mostly Glocks across the board as well. Seems like they're expecting some aggression, or at least they're willing to wait for it. Maybe have a little bit of a chat about what way exactly they're going to approach this opening gun round. Fortunately, they were trying to get the punish there on the NertZ now, and he was peeking under, but it was a bait the entire time. They had 2 more players watching, so a clean round. Endpoint again, not dropping a single player, managing to, or rather, not dropping a single player in this round, managing to keep everyone standing. And also, since they had gone pretty heavy on the rifles, while it is a bonus round, it's still a really good buy.
It's not shabby at all. 2 MP9s for Surreal and Kjaerbye, the only real compromises up against the full 5 AKs of Order. First opportunity to see what these AKs have got planned, what's in the back pocket strategy-wise.
Boost them up.
They're going to boost the MP9. They're going to take fast control of the B-apps. Liazz is watching for exactly this, though, and with Sicko in tow, they line him up and knock him down. A dink into the head of Liazz, but he is not fussed about that. 2-man advantage found in the opening 10 seconds of this round. Surreal at least able to salvage himself the rifle. But that is not the look Endpoint would have wanted. Yes, it's the bonus round. They wanted to try something a little different, but it's hamstrung them now. 2 players tagged, sure, but the A site currently wide open for the taking as Endpoint prioritizing mid. And Order are just going to walk out into this one. They like to do this on Dust 2 as well. Stayed silent as long as they could. Only now started to deploy the utility with 2 players out Tetris. A site is secured, and Endpoint, a little bit of a decision to make here. They are still holding firm on mid and B respectively, not reacting to this utility at all. And you do wonder if it'll start to be the call to save the 3 rifles they've got. Mighty Max and Crucial still not even turning their heads towards the A site at the moment. Instead, looking to clear through underpass, and Liazz could be key here. Low on HP, if he can find a kill, if he can take one of those rifles away, he makes the next round so much uglier. It's a huge tag onto Mighty Max, but not quite able to take that gun away from him. The first round on the board for Order, sure, but a 3-man save allows for a very strong buy in the next for Endpoint.
Yeah, they would have been looking at a pretty decent investment either way. Kjaerbye especially has enough to buy for himself, and plenty. NertZ would have had just about enough as well. But it is always nice to take these extra weapons in, ensure that the utility is going to be there for everyone, and also, of course, in the case of Crucial, having an AK to use. It's always a nice addition. It's going to be 2-1. Order come alive in the early gun round, and showcase that, again, we're probably going to have a fairly back and forth affair here on Mirage, just like we did on Dust 2. And that's exactly what I'm hoping for, because, yeah, we've had some more one-sided games so far, haven't we, Wolfie?
You want to scrap. You always want to scrap.
I do.
Them. As you said, it's been a little one-sided so far. It's good to see some competition.
Most of the games reasonably so, though. It's not like they were loads of games we thought would be, oh, this is 3-mapper, and then it's just like a stomp or anything. Most of them were pretty fair.
All within the realms of possibility. Good chip damage.
Do any damage. Done 1 damage. Did it bounce back out off him or something?
No idea.
It was weird.
I was watching the A execute come through, and it's coming through brilliantly for Order. Now they've taken the entirety of the site. The wall of smokes lock everyone from Endpoint out of it. Kjaerbye deep in CT. A couple of players toying with this control, and Liazz on the bench here, tucked in. Tough angle to clear. The flashes are excellent. Hats taking full advantage. Liazz with him. 2 quick kills, and this A site already looks overran, and indeed it is. Crucial and Kjaerbye, they're stuck in CT. In all honesty, I say they're stuck because they really want to save. multimax in towards short. Potentially look to deny the bomb and make it viable. Instead, he's going to try and pop flash his 2 teammates out. Try and get them something. They grab one. multimax from short, able to find Liazz. But with 2 players into CT, how do you isolate these fights? How do you get out? They spot out Inns in Palace. A little bit of information at the very least, but they've used their smoke to get out. multimax has 1, but he's all the way out on short. Kjaerbye deals with the flank, but these afterplants are still incredibly solid. multimax in no man's land, caught by Sicko. And for these 2 remaining Endpoint boys, for Crucial and Kjaerbye, make it just Crucial. There's nothing they can do. In swings wide for the double. We level the equation at 2 apiece, and Order are starting to look like they've got their T-side on Mirage very much in order.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason as to why they chose into Mirage here. It's a map all teams can play, but definitely a bit of a flow to it that you find with experience. Order, at least in these early stages, as you said, are looking good. We'll have to see once the economy fully stabilizes again for Endpoint. For now, though, not really working with anything other than a couple upgraded pistols, so Order should take a lead. They'll have an opportunity with in this round as well to hopefully build up their economy, because at the moment there's a couple players who don't have really much in the reserve. Although Alistair and Inns are both quite rich somehow. Pats gets a bit overwhelmed, so it's a nice triple peek there. Good work calling to peek in there on mid together. Unfortunately, they send multimax up initially on his own to try and get the weapon, and Sicko was in place to try and hold it off. Needs to make sure he doesn't drop his AK as well, of course.
Doing a pretty solid job of holding it down. Liazz there to back his man up. Bomb connected, and Kjaerbye, well, looking for the impossible. Does spot out. Sicko gets a couple of tags into him as well, but not quite the headshot that would have been required. So Order with 4 alive do take the lead, and Endpoint, I've got to admit, I've really liked this from them. They're taking these tactical pauses nice and early. We've seen so many games this conference where we've been screaming out for attack pause, and it's never come through. Happy to break up the momentum here. Get some time to speak to the new coach regime, work out what you want to do, how you want to play it.
Yeah. Even in ECL Challenger, we'd have games where it's pretty one-sided, and you'll only see a pause come in when it's already pretty much over and they're down like 14-1 or something. We're like, why? Why now?
You get so many of those. It's nice. It's refreshing. It's refreshing to see them slowing down, taking thought into these sort of rounds, the ones where they can feel the pressure is on them. They've invested fully, gone for the full buy, knowing that they need to pull out something from this round.
Plus, you've got Raging as a coach, you may as well use those pauses.
Yeah, exactly. Crucial solo.
Oh, the timing on that flash. Literally to the millisecond, it was flawless. Otherwise, Sicko was probably dead, because Crucial hits those shots even if he's blind. If he gets the spot on you, he's going to predict and hit that flick. Oh, looking to be a quick B, actually. This is a change in pace. multimax actually had a decent position. Unfortunately, he only lands the dink before being mollied out. Will at least be able to drop the smoke, waste a little bit of time, and, well, multimax in towards the van now is managing to come away with some kills and damage. Inns returns 1, but he's in a bit of an awkward spot here, trapped in between in a van between the smokes. Okay, yeah, there we go. The wallbang deals with multimax. That opens up some room to maneuver about.
NertZ is spotted in towards short as well. Kjaerbye, the last line of defense in kitchen. Bomb is yet to make its transition. Sicko still watching for the short play. Inns works his way through the backbench, starts to clear his corners. Kjaerbye swings wide. It's a rough old spray. NertZ not quite there in time to trade it. And now they know where both of these players are, but NertZ has got one. Inns low on HP. Tagged up again, down to 11. NertZ needs one bullet and he's got it. Goes down to the last man. Mighty Max's heroics very nearly undone by Inns, but it is Endpoint who come away with it. That tactical pause pays off. They get their third round. And an opportunity now as the investment comes in from order to start thinking, dreaming of a reset of that T-side economy.
Yeah, you can still make it happen while you're in the early stages here. Of course, only 1900 loss bonus with most of the players being completely broke on the side of Endpoint. So there is the opportunity there for sure. Crucial going to be blocked off in window. So mid-control in the early moments is going to be found here pretty much uncontested. Surreal's only got a FAMAS on short as well, so I don't think he's going to be committing to the fight too much in terms of trying to reclaim control or anything. So we'll see exactly what the response is from Endpoint. Not looking like they're really going to go for aggression as a response. I think they're happy enough to just hold out and wait and see exactly what Order's plan is.
Bit of a turtle, really. Holding their angles, waiting, as you said, for the offensive to come to them rather than the other way around. Looks like, again, Order want to go for this split up to the A site. Crucial this time has rotated early, posted into CT. Given that AWP the best possible chance to shine, but there is enough of utility available again on the Order side of things for a full exec to try and lock that AWPer out of things. Timing feels like it could be everything here. They've got NertZ on a fast rotation. Crucial can pick one away. That would be absolutely huge. He needs to provide support for Kjaerbye as well, tucked inside of that site, currently holding for the connector play. He spots Sicko, sees a shoulder, but that's his position now given up. Inns knows it. Pop flash to get himself out, but Kjaerbye reacts quicker. Crucial then from on high, backs his man up. NertZ swings in a 1-for-1, but that's all he needed to do. Buys the 4-on-2, make it 4-on-none. Crucial and Kjaerbye, the dastardly duo in towards that A site, getting it all done, locking it out. And as we said, starting to put some real economic questions into the mind of Order.
Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be much of a response coming in now, unfortunately. So a chance for Endpoint to start stabilizing after what had been a few good rounds from Order. They unfortunately get broken down pretty quickly. Some deagles at least being purchased up. A flash on towards Sicko, but that's all they're able to afford for now. So I think a couple of kills is probably the goal. And should get themselves the 5-3 lead. Order though, I mean, 3 rounds already. It's an early foundation to build off of. If they can add 3 more to it, bring it up towards 6, then you've got a decent enough T side. So I don't think they're going to be stressing quite yet. Inns has somehow got onto the bomb site. No one was nearby, actually, so it wouldn't have been heard either. If he had a deagle right now, this could actually work for him up against Kjaerbye, but yeah, with a Glock, I don't really fancy his chances. His teammate that's snuck out onto Tetris also is just working with a Glock. So Kjaerbye is probably just about to be fed 2 kills.
Alistair's the only man who could really get anything done with this scenario. I do like the fact Order are just holding off the contact, though. They are allowing that deagle to get into a position where it could potentially do some damage. Double peeking to Kjaerbye. The spray's a little wobbly, so it will be a 1-for-1. And Inns catches the bomb off the corpse of Alistair and looks to get it down as well. I mean, that's a fantastic result, in all honesty, for Order. They get a kill, they get that bomb planted. Will really help with the economy moving forwards. And like you said, there's no need to hit the panic button on this T side just yet. So getting those kind of rounds where you get a kill, you get that bomb plant, gives you an opportunity to start building once again. They've now got the finances. They'll take the pause to consider their economy and consider the situation, and then look to get another spree of those T-side rounds going.
Yeah. Kjaerbye probably would have found a bit more success if he took a slight chill pill right there. Not even the shaken. He probably could have just reset the spray quite easily. Either way. 5-3. Expecting... Oh, there's a good buy coming back in from Order here, of course, and we're expecting now for them to be able to challenge once again, because obviously all of the gun rounds pretty much that we have seen so far have gone down to the wire. That's why the economy isn't really all that great, or wasn't really all that great for Order, of course, that they got broken down pretty quickly, and Endpoint while they did have a good bit of success there up against just pistols, their money could still pretty quickly be worked down as well. So Order, they've got their opportunity here to get right back into it.
Yeah, they're still only really a round away from a reset here.
Multiple
Endpoint.
smokes on short.
Fast play. NertZ full blinded. They're going to get past him. Crucial tagged up as well in the early contact, the early fight against the AWP. Alistair able to find a tag. It's a really nice opening setup for Order. They've got all the way up short. Presence in towards B. They know Crucial's tagged up. But NertZ has found one over the top of these smokes. He's just caught a glimpse of Hats. And continuing that electric form from Dust 2 has managed to find an opening. Huge opening at that, you have to say. It was starting to feel like Endpoint on this B site could be under siege, but with a pick to their name, start to rotate the players around, start to rework the positioning, and here we go. Fast pop in towards this B side. Mighty Max again, this time solo as Crucial. That early tag is his undoing. He's got to deal with short Mighty Max, and he does. Liazz next up on the chopping blocks. It's 2 from inside of the site. He buys the time for NertZ on the rotate, and now it's just Alistair. 1v3, he knows there's a man back bench. He knows Mighty Max is inside of this site, but there's nothing he can do to flush him out. His molly goes towards the van. All 3 players for Endpoint not going to give him anything. They are waiting for this peak. He switches to the AK. Knows he needs those extra bullets. Drops down. There's the sound cue. Mighty Max turns, waits for him. The peak timing will be perfect. NertZ will deal with his man. And again, he is the hero of the hour. 14 and 5 at the moment. NertZ 159 ADR. Sorry, I misread that. I wasn't believing how ridiculous it's looking. Again, he's just carrying on that electric form from Dust 2, and that first kill on short is probably what gets Endpoint that round. If he doesn't get that, I can only imagine Order are going to speed up off the back of the tag and probably overwhelm the B-bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, he's insane right now. Not really shown any sort of inexperience at this level on LAN. You've got to remember, this is LAN also, and I wouldn't imagine he's played too many events of this level. Probably got some experience. As I had said, for me at least, I wasn't familiar with him before Endpoint kind of plucked him out of nowhere. Somewhat similar to what they've done with Flames. But we're working with just an eco right now, so there's not really going to be too much being done. They'll likely be using this as a time to talk things out, see exactly what they can swap up for this next gun round, and maybe what sort of weaknesses they've seen in these holds from Endpoint so far. And, well, it's kind of hard to say because they've been so good at swapping it up from round to round.
Get the Deagles out mid, see if he can find a couple of kills. Inns has managed to deal with Surreal for free.
Oh, that's the bomb.
NertZ again. Man to try and steady the ship. That is bomb on short as well, which makes it a little more awkward now for Order. But with 40 seconds left, they're going to take some control into the window. There's definitely timings on the board here. NertZ playing a ratty angle. Kjaerbye, no idea that they were into the window, so Inns gets a second. Rifle recovered. And NertZ has got to hold 2 angles at once here, which makes these timings even more awkward, but Inns turns at the worst possible moment. NertZ once more steadying the ship. He's got 4 kills. He won't get the ace because Liazz is on the wrong site for it, but it's a stellar effort again. Just feels like he's the calming force behind the CT side for Endpoint. Now, every time something goes wrong, he's there just chipping away, saying, don't worry, guys, we got this. Can he continue to be that is the question, as Order once more will line up the knockout punch. All rifles available. Alistair on the AWP had a torrid time of it so far. Couple of legs, but never quite finding the conversion. That could be the difference maker.
We're only a third of the way into this half right now, and NertZ is already on 18 kills. It's a little bit stupid. We'll see if anyone on Order has the ability to match him right now, because they need someone to step up big time. Be nice if Alistair could be the one maybe to do it on that op, because he's having a really slow performance here to kick things off. Mirage a map where that op can get a lot done, especially when they're working for the mid control. Not really there right now though. He's going to be in towards ramp because they're looking to, I believe, set up the A split. He has Giant by 1 coming through under, and it looks like they're not really expecting NertZ to be towards window. No, not being cautious of it at all. I don't know why Hats was still holding back in towards under while the other players pushed out, so that he just has no chance of a trade. That's a weird one, but we do need to focus back on the action because Inns was able to find an entry, Inspire, and just a little bit of hope in me right there that Order had something to fight for. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long. Alistair now just pinned in towards Palace, and well, with the smoke going down now, there's not really going to be a lot for him to look towards even, so maybe try save. Still 40 seconds though, and with Surreal already pushing through ramp, if he wants, he can cut off the fallback, and they have the money to go ahead and lose a weapon or two if they try and take this away from him. I think it is worthwhile at this stage.
I think Kjaerbye thought he was still retired on that angle, caught napping. Inns finds a clean headshot to get into things, but as you said, very quickly corrected, and a nasty little setup, having Surreal and Ninja as well as Kjaerbye playing towards double. They're never going to expect that second man there. Hunt begins for Alistair's AWP. Multiple bodies being thrown at it, doesn't need any. Crucial, clean shot. 8 on the board, and as you said, taking that extra rifle away, looking worthwhile. They should just about be able to drop and get it back together if that's what they want to do. But that will mean sacrifices in terms of the utility, in terms of some of the firepower. You look down that line, Hats is struggling, Alistair the same. Big decisions to be made now for Order as they take their second tactical timeout. Do you want to keep forcing? Do you want to keep rolling the dice? Will this be the half buy? It's not going to be a bad look if it's a half buy either. Inns can quite comfortably, with a 3,400 loss bonus, invest into an AK. Again, been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for his team. The only man on double digits over on that T side for Order. A few pistols around him. See if he can pull another one of those magic rounds out of the hat that really would give them a shot at a solid T side. And looks like that's exactly the called in.
Yeah, Inns has been nutty with the entries at points for Order, so you've got to have a little bit of hope that maybe he can get something done. Eagles also, not to be forgotten. Short jump seems to be pretty much standard for their setup at the moment with the way that they're playing it. I think Surreal's hitting a few rounds in a row now. I guess they've realised that Order aren't really moving quick for the mid control. Even when they do go in for mid, it's usually a few seconds later. They wait to group up before they actually push out. So that jump is being given a lot of freedom to happen. Nice shot from Inns. We said we need that rifle to be the one to work these opening kills. That's exactly what you find. No damage even sustained in the process of doing so. Unfortunately, the weapon's probably not recoverable.
He's got it. Sicko's got it. AWP recovered. And Inns is looking for more as well. Tags down Surreal. This is where it starts to get dangerous now. AWP in the hands of Sicko. If he can get a pick with that, and Inns continuing to get picks. A headshot to Kjaerbye lurking in mid all the while. Surreal's still low. Really can't afford to commit to this, and as a result, they're going to abandon the A site. Endpoint giving it up, and it's going to be a free plant if the timing's right for Order. A huge round, we said it. You looked at Inns, you looked at that hero AK, you said he could get this done. And that's exactly what he's managed to do. Wrestled an AWP and an AK out of the hands of Endpoint. Secured the site, secured a plant, and he might well secure the round here. We've seen Endpoint save plenty of rounds like this, and it looks like that's the call. That's what they want to go for again. They are not really heading in the direction of the site. Indeed, 3 rifle save. It's the round out of nothing that Order so desperately wanted.
You kind of hate to see it, but Inns, he made great work of that AK. I mean, I didn't realize the initial pick was towards connector. I thought it was window, so yeah, I didn't think they were going to be able to recover the weapon. Obviously, they did get it, but it didn't matter anyway. It was Inns who secures both of the kills, and with the damage he had also done, he just leaves them in a position where the retake made absolutely 0 sense, and well, it gives a big opportunity over to Order. They'll have to crack through probably 2 more gun rounds before they actually break down Endpoint's economy, unfortunately, but it's doable, and in theory, they could still come out with 7 rounds on the half now, potentially, so big opportunity for them to potentially come through with a strong T side still.
Oh, crispy shots from that AK, and like you said, it's almost single-handedly opened up a way to get back in here. Still decent economy for Endpoint, so it's not going to be a breaking change. But it's got them full rifles, it's got money in the bank for Order as well. 8-7 would look like a mighty T side at the moment. Crucial looking to make up for the mistakes of the previous, wants underpass control. Liazz is swinging it. They're suspecting something. They are looking for the shoulder peek. Liazz baits in Sicko, gets taken out. Molotov goes in to try and force their hands, and it's Surreal and NertZ who force Order into the chewing grinder instead. Liazz able to get at least one back in response, but it's a huge amount of damage. Inz has tried to lurk out the ramp. Surreal on low HP made that feel incredibly viable, but with NertZ now ready to cut Liazz off, that's bombed down in no man's land, and Inz, well, he was the hero of the previous round. This would take a play even more heroic, a 1v4 to contend with. He knows Surreal is tagged. Kjaerbye wants to peek it, but gets told off by Inz. A couple of tags, not quite the headshot, but enough to make him think twice. And now with NertZ on the flank as well, really no need for Endpoint to keep pushing the issue. A 1-for-1 trade will do it. A 9th round on the board, and this is starting to get towards being a very commanding CT side from Endpoint. They're hitting their lines well. That's a brilliant response to the mistakes of the previous, and double digits on their opposition's map pick CT side would be a fantastic result.
Yeah, especially considering they're already up by a map. It'll be a daunting prospect for Order to try and pull things back, so ideally they'd want to close things out with these final 2 rounds if possible, and yeah, that's definitely the goal, of course, with the pause coming in so that they can have a bit of a chat. They have plenty of money, so they're not working out how to spend it or anything. Working out how exactly they're going to go ahead and use what they buy up now. Because if this one goes south, of course, they won't have enough for everyone to buy into the final round of the half. They'd have enough for a few of the players to still get their rifles and such. But then they'd likely be conceding over an 11-4 half unless they're able to pull off the win with the weaker weapons then in the following. So this is a very pivotal moment, and here we go, back into the action. The pause removed. Smokes out mid again. Not actually putting down the extra one on short. I thought they were trying to fake out the short push that they had gone for earlier, but it was actually window that they were smoking out as well. So looking to try and at least draw these players away from the A-bomb site itself and towards Connector. And well, a pile-out Palace, we haven't really seen this from them, and you don't see this too often in full gun rounds in general.
Here we go, Kjaerbye's time to shine. He hears the footsteps, there's multiple bodies, gets the one. Clean 1-for-1 trade at the very least. Tag of the nade onto Inz as he gets site control. And now the timing's become everything. Sicko is on that flank. Through the underpass, he's red, but not killed. Sicko able to deal with NertZ, and now it goes from bad to worse. Surreal tagged up by the molly, his position known. They're trying to spam him out of this smoke. There are multiple players waiting for him inside of it. Alistair, though, drops the bomb. Gives his life away on timing. There's the trade from Liazz. Now crucial. Next up. Needs this kill. Bomb still out in no man's land as Mighty Max makes the rotation in towards CT. In's on a recovered AWP, but it's a clean one-tap. Pre-fired around the corner. Keeping his team alive in this one, Mighty Max. And even 2-on-2 now, but crucial. He could be absolutely critical. He's got to hold 2 angles at once at the moment. They're still not certain where Sicko has gone. He was on that flank. He's worked his way all the way around to the ramp, and you can see Endpoint lacking information, lacking the knowledge to really hold anything at the moment. Mighty Max rotating into jungle, still holding for a B play, and he's got the man on cross again. Sicko goes, and it's Liazz left in the 1v2. Bomb to be recovered with 20 seconds left on the clock. There's no smoke either. Has to be the safe plant as they punch in the numbers. They know where he is, surely. Jump peek definitely gives the game away. Wallbang attempt. Wants to try and get across, wants to try and find a pick. He's only spotted out the one player so far. Doesn't know about Crucial. Spots Mighty Max once again. They've got him pinned in, but that bomb is now ticking against them. Crucial in with the tag. He knows they're both there now, but he's got to find 2 very quick kills. They're charging in, and it will be double digits for Endpoint. They hold on to that A site for all they're worth. A couple of big kills found by Kjaerbye and Surreal to make it viable. Then Mighty Max sweeping in, locks the site down. And at this point, Endpoint, I think they'll be more than happy with their CT side. 10 rounds to the good, an opportunity for an 11-4 half on their opposition's map pick. They wouldn't have been dreaming of this last night.
No, it's pretty much a perfect position to be in. The 11. Not confirmed, and it is still a really good buy here for Order, but considering how they've been looking overall on this CT side, they've still a pretty good shot of extending it even further. Let's see. Liazz okay. Alone right now, but he is pushing the issue over on B. Takes a nade, which thankfully doesn't do too much damage. Deals out a good bit more over towards Mighty Max, and at the very least has ran down a ton of those nades from the B defenders. Whether they hit B later on or whether it makes make sure that they don't have the nades for the retake. Either way, it could be useful. As NertZ goes down to Hats, that's a massive entry. The most important player easily for Endpoint taken out in the early stages. Crucial's able to return one, but it takes him a couple of shots. It gives Sicko the time to get that smoke down. And with that restrict the info, so they don't really have any idea of how many players are starting to push forward. Kjaerbye, though, is somehow still managing to hang on.
Buying so much time, and he's getting more and more work done. Flash in is brilliant. Keeps Inns blind for long enough. Kjaerbye still on that Deagle, still struggling to get the reload in. Will be taken out by Inns, but it's the man advantage he's bought for Endpoint that's even more important. Crucial into CT. Flashed off his first angle of choice. Bomb on Tetris. Still time to play with for Order. But with Inns going down to Surreal, trying to be proactive, it leaves Liazz in an even worse clutch than the previous round. Only knows about the short player realistically. Will find the first. Tag down low. Crucial next up. The nade will chip away at both of them. That could be significant. Crucial a bullet from death. Mighty Max not far behind. Everyone low on the server, but Liazz yet to get this bomb down. Taps it once, wants to bait the peak. Nobody going just yet on the Endpoint side of things. They hold their ground, they wait. Liazz gets another. Taps it once more. He wants Mighty Max and he'll get him. 10-5, a 1v3 from Liazz finishes it. And it all hangs in the balance as we head to the second half in just a few moments. Endpoint have built themselves a platform here. Just 6 rounds stand between them and ESL Pro League. A road they have been on for so long now. Desperately fighting, clawing for the opportunity to get back there, and now it sits tantalizingly close. Order in the way on the CT side of their map pick. Looking to make a statement for the Aussie scene. 2 teams knocked out so far. They want to be the first. They want to make the qualification. And they're going to do it with an A-site defense of 3, Dean.
It's going to be a long road ahead, though. They'll need Inferno as a decider as well if they are to make the comeback happen here on Mirage. We'll see with time if it can happen or not. Expecting maybe some under-aggression, it looks like. I'm presuming that it will be the A split eventually, considering the Palace and ramp presence that's currently had by Endpoint as well. They're certainly expecting Order to get aggressive. Deep jungle smoke, I believe, so that they will be able to move up connector without too much trouble in case of a window rotation.
It's a good stack. Order have got presence here. They've got the numbers. Just a matter of hitting the shots now. NertZ into the window. That's nasty.
Huh.
Tuck in behind their own jungle smoke. Attack the site from 4 angles at once, and Kjaerbye gets the freebie. Alistair goes down. Now there's bodies everywhere swarming onto this site or Endpoint. Another dink onto Ins. He has to fall back. Can't afford to contest any longer, and as he does, Mighty Max takes him. Early 3-on-5. There's no kit for the retake. Well, there is on Liazz, but there's no bodies at this point. Crucial's dealt with hats. The 2 remaining players into CT. Liazz with that kit that I missed, and Sicko. They've got to get a lot done, though, and Kjaerbye's looking to stop him at source. A double Surreal there to back his man up. It's a team effort from Endpoint. They get the pistol over the board, and now 6 becomes 5. As surely Order have to take the eco.
Yeah, most likely. They'll aim to try and get that buyout as early as they can. Just get all the rifles. Should have decent utility as well. Only really be the op that they'd be lacking if they were to take the eco. But no, they actually want to go in for the force buy. A little bit risky. I mean, if it doesn't work, of course, then they have to eco. It'll be 13-5 before they actually get the guns out. And at that point, they're only really working with 1, maybe 2 full gun rounds. But the second would be when they're likely already facing map and series point. So, yeah, it's a rough spot to be in, to say the least. And pushed in on ramp. NertZ waiting on the other side to see if anyone's after pushing through. But overall, it's just the default. They're going to take late mid control as well, knowing that they have a very heavy rifle buy, of course. Keep the range up against these pistols.
Leaving their options open as well. A lurker towards both A and B. Looks like it will be the play into that A site late at the moment. Underpass Surreal using to join. Minute left on the clock, yet to find a kill. They've bled the utility decently. There is still a smoke and a couple of flashes available for Order. They're actually disconnecting from mid near enough entirely. They're going to leave Kjaerbye out as the lurk. Look to group up for an execute in towards that A site with about 40 seconds left on the clock when they get there. There's 2 smokes, 2 mollies. It's a solid exec. NertZ has been here the whole time to make sure there's no aggression down that ramp. And that will be the call. Alistair and Ins to receive it. Ins has been the hero for Order so far. This would require another monstrous performance. Up close and personal on that ramp. He will have his chance. Smokes won't impede his vision. Flashes won't either. Mighty Max first up, round the corner, jumping on the Mac 10, making life as difficult as possible for the Deagle, and he finds his man. There is bodies inside of this site, though, and with 15 seconds left, they need to get a shift on here. Flash is perfect. Mighty Max finds the trade, however, and Kjaerbye on that flank gets his job done. That's the bomb down. That's the kills they needed. And Hats is left in a 1v4 situation. Mighty Max will give his life away freely. He doesn't care. His job is done on that Mac 10. Surreal takes the dink, chews the bullet, spits it back out, and finds his man. 12-5. Endpoint will have the eco at their mercy next. And Pro League, it creeps ever closer, Dean.
Yeah, very short road ahead for Endpoint. We've seen them struggle for a while once they got up to 15, of course, back on map number 1, but at the moment it seems like they've hit a little bit of a different level in comparison here on Mirage so far. And it's a bit disappointing because in the early stages we were getting that fight from Order as well. It did look like it was going to be a back and forth game, but obviously coming into the second half then losing out the pistol just leaves Order in such a horrible position.
Brave from NertZ. Sticking with a USP into this round. Teammates' rifles are getting it done. The shaky spray of Kjaerbye finds a couple. Crucial there with 2 more. And the eco is mopped up. 13 on the board. And you don't want to say it just yet, but we are starting to get towards Last Chance Saloon. If we're going to see resistance from Order, we need to see it now. Economy already starting to blossom for Endpoint. Crucial, NertZ and Kjaerbye in fantastic places financially. Really looking at the moment like Endpoint are dominating this series, and that storyline, if we are to believe Order can pull off this comeback, has to change now. Alistair 2-14.
Oh, damn.
We need something out of that AWPer. You cannot keep investing in that AWP if it's going to end this way. Sicko wants the mid control. In and amongst his smokes, he hears the nades being thrown by Mighty Max. Kjaerbye there as well, and he's going to go with the flashbang, perfectly timed. Early opening, ladder room control established. Sicko not quite able to creep out into mid in the way he wanted, and it's lost him a teammate early.
Yeah, happy enough to just slow it down now with the man advantage, with the player that has crept in towards the ladder room as well to be a little bit of a nuisance, just keeping those B players in place at all points and allowing right now Endpoint to just wait and see if Order are going to get a bit adventurous potentially. And they might have to, because there's so much relying on this round that you sometimes just can't really afford to sit back and see what your opponent's going to do. Sometimes you have to force the issue and try and make them play into your hands. Or at least going to try and double up together towards both of the bomb sites. A couple of parents who hopefully have a shot at holding this one off. It seems like it's going to be A anyway, where it ends, and I sort of have a feeling for that because they're beginning to rotate one player back through kitchen. Lurker, who is creeping up short, goes
not
down.
again.
Alistair, how the hell did they manage it again? Oh no.
That's once on each map, and both times it's a critical moment. It's another big team kill. It puts him to 1-15. Alistair, right as he was looking to get the man dropping out of Palace, it's his teammate who goes down instead. He then gets caught in transition, and you could not have picked a worse time for that to happen.
Yeah, no, it's the worst time, and he's having the worst game already, man. I feel bad for him, honestly, after that one.
When it rains, it pours, Dean. When it rains, it pours. And for Alistair, he is standing in a storm at the moment. Nothing is working for the AWPer. Surreal wants the BM. Plenty of bullets in the M4A1 in the current patch to do it. 14 on the board for Endpoint. The save will form some kind of a backbone for Order. Their loss bonus should be pretty solid. It will be a decent enough buy if they want to send it. Ins and Hats can drop 2. But they're running out of chances here. They're running out of opportunities to come back into this series. That round felt critical. It goes wrong. And Endpoint just 2 rounds away now. That gap is nothing. They can smell it. Final tactical timeout for Order as well. They're running out of chances to change the story, to change the script. Because at the moment, Endpoint are writing themselves into Pro League history.
The first, I believe, to qualify from this as well of the 6 teams that'll be taking a spot in ESL Pro League season 16, I believe it is. I think we were saying 70 in the last day.
Yeah, we were.
Just
Numbers
because this
are confusing.
is season 16 conference, so we thought this would be alongside season 16. Stupid assumptions, you know what they say.
Never do math on broadcast. Apparently that just extends to all numbers now. So there we are.
Here we are. The action is going to be getting back on once again, and well, Alistair, he's not only having a rough game, but he's even going to be limited to a FAMAS into this round, which isn't ideal. No op available either for Order, which is going to limit their ability maybe to fight in towards mid, although it doesn't really seem to be stopping their will to do so, because an early peek from the short player actually does some good damage, forces Kjaerbye back out, and well, In's also pushing in through ramp is going to force the player who was close also back. So despite Endpoint being up 14-5 right now, they're not really forcing the issue too much. They're allowing Order to take that bit of control that they're fighting for, but they're also using a ton of their nades in doing so. And now Endpoint, they're just going to look to regroup and reclaim that mid control.
I think Crucial actually quick switched too early there. It looked like his crosshair was on it, and if he'd fired, I think he would have found the kill. Quick switched away, got out of dodge, kept his life at the very least, and as you said, a lot of utility burnt now by Order. Late mid control to come in with a minute still left on the clock. There's options towards both sites for Endpoint. In's tagged up, flash through. Mighty Max just needs to clear his corners, and he will do it the second time of asking. Early opening. Liazz next up on the chopping block as Kjaerbye pushing through ladder. If he clears this properly, if he does his due diligence, if he sees that barrel, it's a gift, and it is. Tagged up in the early engagement. Kjaerbye still able to have impact, and now, well, this goes from bad to worst. Alistair is the only player holding this A site. He's got a FAMAS, and he's pushed all the way through Palace. I don't even know if he's particularly interested in it. Surreal will get killed out on B, and that will spur them into the A site take. Completely open for the taking as well for Endpoint. They can plant where they please. It is going to be a crack out of it from Order. Alistair on this flank is going to be huge. If he can get a couple of kills, if he can isolate the fights, This could still be doable. NertZ pivots, gets a tag and nothing more. Even 3-on-3 now. Afterplants are good, not great. Mighty Max still is stuck inside of the site itself as the two teammates of Alistair look to group in CT. Mighty Max stuck, spotted out, tagged from every angle at once. It's a team flash, but it gets the kill done. Sicko now buys his team the man advantage. Crucial and Kjaerbye to try and lock this one down. 2-on-3. The bomb is being stuck straight up by Hats. Nobody's swinging, nobody's peeking. It's Kjaerbye to look to deny. He gets one. Now he has to play the time and he knows it. That bomb is a long way tick. They'll get on it. The time is going to be right down to the wire. I don't think they've got it. They haven't. It's 15. Endpoint by the skin on their teeth again. There's more rounds, but the time is just as close. They have their 15th round. The economy in the bin for Order. Alistair at least saves that AWP. It's something. It's not a lot, but it's something.
Yeah, they played that bait off of each other pretty much perfectly also. He could have peeked out, could have tried to have helped, but if he did actually peek out to try at the first player, the second one at that point probably managed to block the angle and stop him from killing the defuser at least as easy as he did. Instead, he's tucked in, they kill the first player connector, they both step back, and the first thing he sees when he pops out of that corner is the angle directly to the bomb, so... yeah, fantastic work. Knew that the one kill would be enough. He didn't need to actually trade out his teammate. And there was 10 rounds. Chances, yeah. I was just going to say it. They weren't far off that many chances to get it closed on the previous one, to be fair, and it got a bit too close. So you never know.
They're thinking as one now, Dean. 10 rounds, 10 opportunities for Endpoint. How long they've fought to get here. Wouldn't have dreamed in their wildest dreams this kind of a cushion to make it happen. Utility again, extremely limited for Order. Mighty Max once more on the charge down mid. Sicko wisely bails out of con. B-split is the call. They want to get it done here and now. CT Smoke's not going to stop them. They pop flash through it. They pop flash the second. Hats is ready. Dinks up the man. Can't confirm the kill, though, and Mighty Max can. Liazz now screaming for the rotate. Does well to get one, but the trade is immediate. The man advantage is there. Damage on the borders. In's already out. I don't think this is expected, but Crucial's got him. Sicko and Alistair, all that remain between Endpoint and Pro League, and they're going to give it a go. First big headshot. NertZ is down. The man on short, well placed for the afterplant in Mighty Max, but he is tagged up. Crucial. Another missed shot. They know where he is. The smoke goes out onto the bomb. This might have to be the ninja, but it's not. Welcome to Pro League Endpoint. 16-5 on Order's map pick of Mirage. It is done. And we will be back to break it all down in just a few seconds.